You ever want to know how video editors put actors in different backgrounds of a movie? How do they get an announcer off to the side of a video? Okay, but if 1 plus 1 equals 2 and 2 plus 2 equals 4, what does 4 plus 4 equal? How do meteorologists stand in front of a virtual weather map on the television set? As you can see from the weather map, we've got low pressure coming in from the south, high pressure moving in from the north, which is going to cause a lot of traffic congestion right in the Midwest metropolitan area. How can a person look like they're in a studio when really they're not? Yeah, welcome back to my show. I'm going to do a review on the Acme portable collapsible light diffuser called the Hang Time. I know it's not the generic or a second class item because it says right there. So let's pull it out of the box, out of the wrapper, and let's see what it, oh! Good. How you doing? Yeah. Oh, I don't care. Oh, hang on 1 second. Just forgot I was filming. I'm actually not really talking on the phone. I'm recording my voice into an app on my iPhone so I can sync it in post with the video I'm doing. So just so you know, all those examples at the beginning of the video were showing how green screening can work. Pretty amazing, huh? If you want to learn more, come on, let's get going. Okay, you've seen the results of green screening. So what is green screening or chroma key? Green screening or chroma key is a technique by which a block of particular color, often blue or green, in a video image can be replaced either by another color, image, or video, enabling, for example, a weather forecaster to appear against the background of a computer-generated weather map. So now, let's take a look at green screening behind the scenes. Step 1. You need a green screen. Okay, first you're going to have some sort of a green screen. Now you don't have to go out and buy a professional green screen. In fact, the screen behind me that I'm using, I got at Big Lots. It was like somewhere between $12 and $15, and it's for a queen size bed, so it's a pretty good size. So let's show me setting up my green screen. Notice in the last segment, I stretched the screen out and then clamped it with some cheap clamps. That's to get rid of the wrinkles, which will help you in post-processing. Step number 2, how to light your green screen. Good lighting is essential to good green screen video, but you don't need to go nuts. See these lights back here? They're 4 clamp-on lights that I bought at Home Depot for around $10 each. And inside, I happen to have some daylight balanced LED bulbs. But you don't have to use those. You can always go with some cheaper, compact fluorescent daylight balanced bulbs. And I'm getting a pretty good key here. Step number 3, how far away should I stand from the green screen? The optimum distance to be away from your green screen is between 9 and 12 feet. Most people don't have that luxury because their rooms aren't that big. As a matter of fact, the distance that I'm using away from my green screen is about 5 feet. So try to get around 4 or 5 feet away if you can. If you can't, then get a little bit closer. It won't hurt anything, except what you will see is you'll see some green fringing around the edges or the edges of my hair or my shirt, and that's an issue. If you look back in the video you're just looking at, you can see that. So anyway, I'm about 5 feet away from my screen. Step number 4, how far should the camera be from my subject? Okay, this one isn't quite carved in stone. I'm about 6 feet away from my camera, but I'm using a Sony a6000 with a 16 to 50 millimeter lens at about 30 millimeters. So if you're using a different camera, it may look a little different for you depending on what lens you have, what camera you have. So that, again, isn't carved in stone, but 6 feet for me with my setup is the way that I like it. And just let me show you something so you know what I'm speaking is true. I'm going to take this tape measure. I'm going to just touch the bottom of the lens. Boink. Actually, I'm 3 inches shy of 6 feet. So I'm almost 6 feet away. Step number 5, how to light your subject. Lighting can be as simple or as complex as you want to make it. I like to use a normal 3 or 4 light setup. So over here I've got a big 42-inch softbox lighting this side of my face. Right down here close to me I've got a reflector. It's not an expensive reflector, it's one of those reflectors you put in your windshield of your car to keep the sun from baking the inside of it. Up above my camera I have about an 8-inch LED light, and then up in that corner near the green screen I have a hair light lighting this part of my this side of my body over here. So hopefully this will give you some sort of an idea as to how to light. You'll have to experiment a little bit like I did to get the right lighting, but lighting does not have to be complicated. Step number 6, what camera should I use? Well, the camera that I use is the Sony a6000 mirrorless digital camera. I've tried other cameras, including the iPhone, and I've got no camera I've ever tried has the fastest autofocus that the Sony a6000 has. So I just put it on autofocus and go, and the camera follows me wherever I need to go, back and forth. If I seem to go in or out of focus, the camera catches it. You know, some videos you see on YouTube or whatever, they'll have the person in focus, then the camera will be hunting and it'll go and focus on the screen, then it'll come back to the person and then maybe go down to the product they're showing. The Sony does not do that. It locks on and it stays right where you're moving and where you're going. It also has great white balance capability. What does white balance mean? White balance, once you lock in a white balance on a video, all the other colors will fall into place. So you'll get good flesh tone colors, good background colors. So white balancing is very important in a video. Here are some of the settings I use on the Sony a6000. I'm in the video setting on top, or the shoot mode in manual. I use 1080p, 60 frames per second, 1/125th of a second shutter speed. Now that is the 180-degree shutter rule. If you don't know what that is, go back to one of my other videos called the Canon EOS M camera and see what the 180-degree shutter rule is. I'm in ISO 500. In the creative style, I'm in the vivid mode. I've got an aperture of 5.0. My 16 to 50 millimeter lens is zoomed out to 30 millimeter. This is important. When you're using a tripod like I am, you want to make sure that your image stabilization, or steady shot as Sony calls it, is off. Otherwise the camera will actually vibrate while it's on the tripod. I also do a custom white balance in the photo mode first. I use an 18% gray card. I do a custom white balance, and then I switch it over to the video mode and the white balance is good. It usually ends up being around 5,300 degrees Kelvin for me. Now, depending on what camera you're using or what kind of lighting you have, your white balance is going to be different than mine. Same with a lot of these settings. You may have to tweak them a little bit to fit what you're doing. And I also set the focus to auto, like I said before, because this camera is so fast. Anyway, those are some of my settings in the Sony a6000 camera. Next, editing green screen video in Camtasia Studio 8. Okay, we had a little glitch with our microphone system, so now we should be back on track. This is just some sample footage so that we can edit it in Camtasia. So what we're doing is we're going to record this here, both the audio and the video. Then we're going to end up moving it over to my computer, and we're going to do some post-processing in Camtasia Studio 8. So this will give you a little bit of an example or a sample on how to do post-processing with Camtasia. Come on, let's go take a look. Okay, for this example, we're just going to do a quick tutorial on how to edit green screen video in Camtasia 8. So first off, when you get into the Camtasia screen here, you're going to want to import whatever media that you're going to use. So I'm going to click Import Media. I've got a bunch of files here that I've already loaded to my computer that I want to use. So I'm going to click this one, and I'm going to open them, or you can do them one at a time too. So down here on the timeline, notice you've got track 1, but you're going to need multiple tracks to do green screening. So we're going to add several more tracks. Track 1, track 2, track 3, track 4. So that should be enough for us to just bring some of this data down into here. So first off, this is the actual video that I took. I'm going to pull this down into track number 3, just so you see it here first. So if we bring this playhead over to it, and we were to get in here and just play it, you can see me getting ready to do my thing here. Okay, we had a little glitch. So that's my video. Now I want to take my audio, which is right here, and I want to pull that down underneath it. And what we want to do first is we want to sync up the audio with the video. You've heard people saying that, and this is how you do it. So if you don't sync it up, this is what it could sound like if you don't get it exactly perfect.
Our microphone system,
okay,
so
we
now
have a
we
little
should be
glitch
back
with
on
our
track.
microphone system,
This
so
is
now
just
we should
some
be back
sample
on
footage,
track.
so
This
that we
is
can
just
edit
some
it.
sample.
Okay, see how that's way off? So if you want to be able to sync it up, you come down here, this adjusts the track height, and this also adjusts the track width right up here. So now you can actually see the peaks and valleys of the audio here pretty good. So what I do is I just bring my playhead over to one of the peaks that I know is going to match up with a peak below it. So if you look close here, I bring it like right. Let's bring it to the top one first. Now I want to bring it on the bottom one. See on the bottom one, this is the peak right here, so we want to line it up with the playhead line. Now if we play it, let me turn the volume up a little bit here. Now if we play it should be pretty close.
Just some sample footage so that we can edit it in Camtasia.
Notice there's no echo at all. If I was to take this and move it just a hair one way or the other, now you're going to get an echo because the audio is going to be off.
So what we're doing is we're going to record this here, both the audio and...
Okay, did you hear that echo? So let's go back and do this one more time. I'll move this over so it's right.
Just some sample footage.
That's pretty good.
Edit it in Camtasia.
So what we want to do first is we want to take this audio away. We're going to pull it. I just clicked Edit Audio. We're going to pull this down. So now all we're going to get is the audio from the actual audio footage I had, and it should be synced up perfect.
So what we're doing is we're going to record this here, both the audio and the video.
Okay. So now we want to come over here and get it so when I just want to come into the picture and I'm all set to go here. So I'm getting ready to talk. A little smile on my face, eyes open. So now we can either pull this over. Actually, let me just click off of here. Now we can pull this over to here. So that's my starting point. I want to match the video up with the audio. I'm going to pull that over to here. And then same thing over here. I want to bring my playhead over to the right side, and then when I just finish talking, little smile. If you notice, once you blink, see I blink, I want to go back to my eyes are still open. So I'm going to trim this one back to there, and then trim this one back to there. So now we've got audio and video synced up. So let's play it.
Okay, we had a little glitch with our microphone system, so now we should be back.
All right, so that's all synced up. So now I'm going to bring this back, the width and the height. I'm going to bring this back to a normal spot. Now I want to bring my audio down to the bottom track, and I'm going to put in here some other media, like say I want to be standing in front of this little picture here. I'm going to bring this into here. Now you won't be able to see it because all you're going to see me. When you've got video on top of video. Only the top one is shows. So this is how you green screen. So I've got this highlighted in blue. Whenever you click on your cursor and you've got it over something, it highlights it in blue. We go into this more area here. I'm going to visual properties in Camtasia. We want to remove a color. So we're going to click right there, remove a color. Now we click this little box here that says color. Select color. Now with your eyedropper tool, you want to come over here and select a color right around your head, because that'll make it so you don't get so many green shadows around your hair. So I click there, boom, it's edited out. The green is edited out. Now you can use these tolerance and softness, hue and defringe to make the green go away even more. So I'm going to go like that, so you can see around my hair. If I bring it all the way back to here, the green comes back. I'm going to get some of the tolerance away there. Softness I can probably do even further here, but I'm going to leave it right about there. You see I've got a little bit of green shadows around my legs here. Sometimes you can do something about it, sometimes you can't. Hue actually takes me from being, you know, super yellow, or it takes me into more of the bluish range. So depending on what you're in, you can change the hue of your face on the actor here. And then defringe, that kind of just defringes some of it, but actually it takes color away too. So I'd put it right basically in the middle. All right, so now what you do, if you've got your video selected here, you're going to go up into this area. You're going to, in this toggle crop mode, you want to click the button until your line around your picture turns to blue. Once you do that, now I can move this over to here. I can move this side over to here. Now it looks like I'm in this picture, but of course I'm not standing on these rocks here. So now I should be able to take and lock this line here, so I can grab this picture and move it. Say I want to be over here, I can actually hide my legs or something. So I can be right here. I can deselect this toggle crop mode. Now I can actually take the picture and expand it. And now let's listen to it. And look, watch it.
Okay, we had a little glitch with our microphone system, so now we should be back on track. This is just some sample footage so that we can edit it in Camtasia. So what we're doing is we're going to record.
So anyway, that's how you get a picture over a picture in Camtasia, and you take the green away. You can still see some green fringing around my pants here, and I'm not sure if I'll be able to take care of that or not. We can try it here. Let's try taking more of the tolerance away. That did a pretty good job. And again, you can make this as large. Say you didn't want to have your pants in there at all, or you wanted to be like this, or you wanted to make the actor larger, or you wanted to put him over here, you know, whatever. You can do that. So now let's unlock this. This is the house and country setting. Let's unlock it, select it, and then go into visual properties to that. We can actually colorize the background too. So if I click right here and colorize, this, you can add different colors in here, and you can add the amount of color you want to add too. So say you wanted to add red, you would go into here, you can make it real reddish, or what I want to do though is, because this color, the way it came in this little video in the background, it was very soft, so I want to add a little bit of contrast or black to it. There, now it looks more like I'm in that scene. So let's go back here and then play it one more time.
Okay, we had a little glitch with our microphone system, so now we should be back on track. This is just...
So now all you have to do is bring this back to the end of here. You can get ready to produce and share it, and you can actually put it in your video on YouTube or wherever you want to put it. But that's kind of a quick tip in Camtasia how to do green screen. There's one minor problem to be aware of when doing green screen video. Don't wear green clothing.
There's another problem that can happen with green screen video, and that is you have to make sure that you wear clothing that's not green. Otherwise, this happens.